everyone, and welcome back. We always like to dive into something new and interesting. Well, this time, it's a little different and a little unsettling, honestly. It's AI scams. You guys shared some info on this, and wow, it's seriously scary stuff.
Yeah, it really is. AI is just becoming so normal in our lives, from like those virtual assistants we all use to, unfortunately, some pretty bad stuff, too.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, most people think of AI as this futuristic thing, but AI scams are happening right now, like today, and they're getting really, really good.
That's the really concerning part. Like, it's not just those annoying spam emails
Yeah.
anymore. AI is giving these scammers new ways to trick people that we've just never seen.
So that's what we're going to unpack in this deep dive. We're going to look at how these AI scams actually work, what to look out for, and most importantly, how to protect yourself.
Yeah, because knowledge is power, right? The
Yep.
more we understand these scams, the better we can avoid them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. You know how you get those calls or emails that say, they're from your bank and they asked for your account info? Those are called phishing scams, and they've been around forever. But AI is taking it to a whole new level.
Yeah, think of it this way. Traditional phishing emails were like throwing a giant net out there, hoping to catch a few people. But AI lets scammers create these really targeted and personalized attacks. They can basically look at your social media, your online activity, even public records to learn about you and what you're into.
So it's not random anymore. They're actually using AI to target us based on, our weaknesses. That's kind of scary.
It is. Let's say you're passionate about animals. A scammer could use AI to make a fake charity website that looks totally real, using pictures and words that would totally get someone like you. They might even use AI to create fake news articles or like testimonials to make it seem even more legit.
Wow. So they use our own passions against us. It makes you think twice about what you post online, right?
It definitely does. And that brings us to another type of scam that's especially bad because it plays on your emotions. It's the family emergency scam.
Oh, I've heard about these. It's where someone calls pretending to be your kid or grandkid saying they need money like right away.
Exactly. But here's where AI gets really scary. They're now using something called voice cloning to actually copy someone's voice perfectly. Just think about all the videos people post online. All they need is a few seconds of audio to create a voice clone that can fool even family.
Wait, seriously, a few seconds? That's like shorter than most TikTok videos.
Yeah, and that's what makes them so effective. They use our instinct to help our family, especially when they're in trouble.
So how do we protect ourselves? I mean, if it sounds like our family, how are we supposed to know it's a scam?
That's the hard part. But there are a few things you can do. First, try to stay calm. I know it's easier said than done, but freaking out just makes it harder to think clearly.
Right. Take a breath. Think rationally.
Exactly. Then start asking questions. Don't be afraid to be a little suspicious. Ask things that only the real person would know. Or even better, say you need to hang up and call them back on their real number.
Good point. Don't use the number they called from. It could be fake.
Right. And this is something you can do with your family ahead of time. Make a safety phrase. Some word or phrase only your family knows. If they don't know it, that's a huge red flag.
That's a good idea. It's like a secret code to prove who they are.
Exactly. And it could really save you from getting scammed.
Okay, so we've talked about phishing and family emergency scams. What other AI scams should we be looking out for?
Well, unfortunately, almost any scam can be done better with AI. But one that's becoming really common is the charity scam.
Ugh, those are terrible. Using people's kindness after a natural disaster or something awful like that.
Exactly. And AI makes them even more believable. Scammers can use AI to make fake pictures and videos of the disaster, making it seem even more urgent and heartbreaking.
So how can we tell if a charity is real? I mean, you really do want to help in those situations.
You do. And that's why these scams work so well. But real charities will have like a history. They'll be registered with the government. You can search them online, check their ratings on websites like Charity Navigator, and see how they've used donations in the past.
So do your research. Don't just give money based on how sad it sounds.
Exactly. And if
Yeah.
you're not sure, it's always better to be safe.
Okay. I think we've talked about a lot in this first part. But before we move on, anything else you want to really drive home?
I think the big thing is that AI scams are happening more and more, and they're only going to get harder to spot. But that doesn't mean we can't do anything.
Right. Knowledge is power. The more we know, the better we can protect ourselves.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
don't be afraid to be a little suspicious. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And if something feels wrong, trust your gut.
Great advice. Okay, that's it for part 1 of our deep dive into AI scams. We'll be back in part 2 to go even deeper into what these scammers are doing and how to stay safe.